Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
New keyword for the golden ticket coming up in just about 6 minutes. But it is time. It's Friday. Time for Case's movie review.
For Christ's sake, tomorrow's the 4th of July, and we will be open for business.
What country you from? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what?
Utah. Give me 2.
Do you enjoy pain?
Pain don't hurt.
Wax on, right hand. Wax off, left hand.
Now fry like bacon, you little freshman piggies! Fry! Fry!
Playing football in West Canaan may have been the opportunity of your lifetime, but I don't want your life.
Well, this is it. Again, one of the most requested movies since we first said Case is going to review movies as a 26-year-old guy. It's a different time slot, so let's reintroduce this to people that may only listen at this time. A year and a half ago, a little more than that, I got kind of tired of making movie references. Case the producer didn't get because he's 26 and just hadn't seen a lot of movies.
Just missed them.
Boys in the Hood and Norbit were the two.
Those were the big two.
Those are most people's big two. So he started watching movies each week and reviewing them. And obviously, many of these movies are classics that all of us have seen. So it's great to get the lens from Case in a review of a classic movie. And now he's seen all kinds of movies. Now he's a movie guy. He's going to the theater every weekend.
I'm going to the theater tonight. I'm going to go see Weapons, which I'm scared for because it's a scary movie, but there's so much hype about Weapons, I got to go see it.
Well, Kenzie loves horror movies. Maybe she'll go with you.
I do want to see that movie really bad.
Yeah, a lot of buzz on Weapons. But let's go to 143 years ago this week, a classic, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, with people going back to school, and the anniversary. Came out August 13th, 1982, with a budget of $5 million. And it did about $27.1 million at the box office. Doesn't sound like a lot, but 82 was pretty good. And obviously with the rebroadcast, it's a $1 billion movie. On the review aggregator website, Rotten Tomatoes, 78% of 60 critics' reviews are positive, with an average of 6.7 out of 10. And just of note, next week it will be Teen Wolf for the 40th anniversary of Teen Wolf.
That's right.
But we start, as we always do, by playing the trailer for the movie. So this is how Fast Times at Ridgemont High was advertised back in 1982.
Is this necessary?
That was my skull. I'm so wasted.
Is this proper?
What is it that gets inside your heads?
Is this educational? No, but it sure is fun.
Hey, bud. Let's party.
See Fast Times at Ridgemont High, where only the rules get busted. Rated R.
Starts Friday, August 20th at theaters in your area. Check newspapers for showtime.
Who'd they bring in the trailer guy's dad to do the end?
That was a man that fought in the Civil War and was still alive in 1982 to do the trailer. It's the oldest sounding man I've ever heard before.
That was amazing.
Maybe it was like if the elderly approve of the movie, the parents will let kids go or
Maybe.
something.
We need the oldest guy possible to advertise Fast
The
Times.
parents feel safe.
It's incredible. This young guy doing it, then the dad comes in.
High, where only the rules get busted. Rated R.
Starts Friday, August 20th at theaters in your area. Check newspapers for showtime.
So I was friends with Ulysses S. Grant.
Oh, that was awesome. I did not expect that. All right, Case, so you saw Fast Times at Ridgemont High. What did you think of a classic that I've seen 100 times and launched the career of not only Sean Penn, but about 15 other people went on to incredible careers after this movie, and it was all their first or second movie.
Okay, because I didn't know anybody in this movie other than Sean Penn.
Okay, I mean, if you add in, like, let's say Eric Stoltz, Forrest Whitaker, you got Judge Reinhold, you've got Jennifer Jason Leigh. Phoebe Cates had a lot of movies in the 80s, the famous scene we'll probably get to, but then she kind of just tapped out and said, I don't want to be an actor anymore.
But all these people went on to do things?
They all went on to huge careers, monstrous careers. And Nicolas Cage, I forgot. Nicolas Cage was
Yeah.
He was Nick Coppola in this movie. He didn't even change his name because he's Francis Ford Coppola's nephew. And then he didn't want to be a Nepo baby, so he changed it to Nick Cage.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he changed his name. And he's only in it for a minute. There's so many of these guys that are only in it for like a minute. Nancy Wilson of Heart is in it. And it's loaded. Even Ray Watson, who's Mr. Hand, did a lot of movies. He was already pretty old when this movie came out.
He might have been the guy doing the trailer.
Yeah. It was his dad doing the trailer voice.
This is not the movie that I thought it was going to be, because over the course of this year, we've knocked out a few of the 80s teen classics. We did Breakfast Club, and we did, what was the other Molly Ringwald one I did? Not 16 Candles. No, it was 16 Candles.
Yeah.
Ooh, that movie. Not great. So I I have now been primed for the John Hughes style 80s teen movie, and not knowing anything about this going in, just knowing that it's a beloved movie by a lot of people, I was expecting more of the same. I was not ready for a movie where every guy in the movie, despite playing a senior in high school, looks to be about 45 years old, and every girl looks to be about 13 years old. No one looks their age. It's actually super confusing. I couldn't keep track of which romances were going on because everybody looks old or scarily young. But this is a movie that is not this polished, like I complained about with The Breakfast Club. You know, it was this Reagan's America, like, hey, isn't it awesome to be a teenager kind of movie? And I did not feel like it was awesome to be a teenager. I hated being a kid.
Someone have a different opinion of Breakfast Club. It didn't look so awesome as they were breaking everything down. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but it's rooted in, like, we're young and we're awesome. And that drives me nuts. I hated being young. I was not awesome. This is a movie.
26.
I know, he's still young. He doesn't even realize it.
I'm washed up. I'm at the end of the line.
Youth wasted on the young.
I feel 75. This is a movie that is raw, and it is unforgiving, and it is uncut in so many ways. This is a horror movie at times. Some of the sex scenes in this movie are such accurate yet awful depictions of young love. I wasn't expecting to be scarred by this movie in the way that I was. I know it's a teen movie. Thank God I didn't watch this at 16. I'm only just mature enough to handle this emotionally now.
That's incredible.
I think at 16, this movie would have given me PTSD.
I watched this movie 50 times at 16.
Oh, my God. I mean, I couldn't have handled any of this at 16. It would have, I mean, I was already pretty messed up.
What would have messed you up?
I think just these kids, they don't care. Like, one bad thing happens and they just roll into the next thing. The famous bikini scene with Phoebe Cates.
Good Lord.
So, you know, I don't need that music for it. I didn't love that scene that much.
Of course you didn't love a great scene in movie history. Of course you didn't love something that adolescent boys love to death.
I understand that, but 43 years later, the access that I've had to porn is different than the red bikini scene in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I'm like, yeah, what else is she going to do? I've seen boobs before. I can see boobs anytime I want.
That's the thing. And Kenzie's talking about the scene where Phoebe Cates comes out of the pool and they play The Cars Moving in Stereo, a great song used for that scene. And Judge Reinhold, who has a crush on her, goes to the bathroom and, he's kind of peeking. And he dreams and fantasizes Phoebe Cates takes off the top of her bikini.
Yes.
And I don't know how many movies at that point before that where a lead actress, took her top off in a slow motion scene, and then it cuts back to Judge Reinhold, and she catches him in the bathroom.
Yeah, she walks in on him, and then they never address it. There's never a conversation later in the movie like, hey, were you doing that to me? Like, why didn't you lock the door? What's wrong with you? Were you spying on me? I have so many questions about that scene that are never addressed.
Did you want her to go in and break it down and go, do you know why that was wrong, right?
It would have been interesting. I would have at least had some sort of conversation about it.
We're going to bring your parents in, and we're going to really discuss what's
If
wrong.
I walked in on you in the bathroom, I would have some questions.
Well, I'd expect some questions. I'd expect so.
Oh, my God.
It's one of the most famous movie scenes in history.
I think the boobs in this movie are really interesting and actually worth discussing.
We got to do the golden ticket keyword.
Wait,
what? Is that your teaser for after the golden ticket?
Sure, let's give away Morrissey tickets, and then I'm going to go back to talking about 1982 boobs for a second. I have a whole thing on it.
Hang on.
Now is your chance to qualify for the golden ticket. Please don't text and drive. Standard message and data rates apply.
Q101.
All right, it's time for a new keyword. The review will continue about 80s boobs coming up, but you will see Morrissey as tied into the new keyword that gets you to the golden ticket. Morrissey at the Aragon Ballroom coming up September 27th from our great friends at Live Nation, Case's favorite artist. Sure. And if you text the keyword charming right now to 312-591-8300, you win those tickets and you qualify for the golden ticket. Everything we do for an entire year, you are in. Morrissey at the Aragon and the golden ticket. Charming is the word. CHRMING to 312-591-8300. Remember, it's not a race. You got until 9:30 to text this keyword in. So make sure you spell it right, get it in, and get qualified for the golden ticket. We want you in to win. We don't want Kenzie having to correct you on the text line all.
Amen. It's Friday. Give me a break.
Give her a damn break, please. So charming to 312-591-8300. Now back to What a great tease you gave us there on talking about you. Can I talk about 80s boobs for a minute?
Can we talk about it? Can we be adults here and talk about 80s boobs for a second?
I want to hear what you have to say.
What are you gonna say?
They're different. You know what I mean?
Like they're not fake.
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they're not airbrushed or oiled or whatever it is. But the boobs in this movie.
Wait, are you talking about that there's movie boobs and porn boobs?
No. But what I'm talking about is how the movie boobs in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, they look closer to real light. Like they're not filtered in the same way that I think if there was a nude scene now, the boobs would look different. They'd look more Hollywood. This is raw slice of life.
Oh, you really got excited when you said raw. His voice crackled when he said raw.
I don't know if you're allowed to say it like that.
Can you please pull that audio by yourself later on?
No.
Those boobs are raw.
These boobs are raw. But it makes everything about this movie so much more jarring, you know, whether it be the sex in the dugout, or the sex on the couch, or the sex wherever it may be. It's all it hits too close to home. This all feels like things that if I would have had friends in high school, I would have been in these unfortunate situations, and then I would have lived a normal life and become a normal adult, but I didn't do that.
No.
So now I'm talking about 80s boobs at 8:34 in the morning.
At 26 years old.
And I feel 75. Again, I couldn't have handled this movie 10 years ago when I was 16.
Well, like to your point, the sex scenes like with Jennifer Jason Leigh in the pool house.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Damone gets up, and then it's just kind of it's real. It's like almost a documentary in a way.
It's crazy.
It's Cameron Crowe who wrote this story, and the director who did Clueless as well, I believe.
Yes.
The same director.
Which I did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You know, it was genius of a teen movie. It wasn't schmaltzy. It wasn't light. It was real. I mean, you got in a scene where they had to go pay for an abortion. I mean, it was...
Which I wasn't expecting. I got to be honest. Didn't know about the abortion angle in this movie until I watched it. And that's the bummer with Damone is that for the first half of the movie, I'm like, that's my guy. He's a scalper. He's funny. He's got some lines. We've got the scene of him explaining Cheap Trick to the girl. This is me talking to the women in our promo department. This is what it's like to be me.
Can you honestly tell me that you forgot? Forgot the magnetism of Robin Zander or the charisma of Rick Nielsen?
That's kid stuff.
Kid stuff? How about the tunes? I want you to want me. The Dream Police. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Your mama's alright. Your daddy's alright. But just seem a little bit weird. Surrender.
Can I talk to you for a sec?
I never thought about it. You are Damone.
That's me trying to get people to go to the Morrissey concert with me. It's the same thing.
What about the tunes, man?
What about the tunes? And unfortunately, then Jennifer Jason Leigh is like, hey, I'm pregnant, which I thought was going to be a giant ruse that she wasn't actually pregnant. She was just trying to make him feel bad.
Yeah.
No. Pregnant, and man, does he disappoint me in the second half of this movie.
Yeah, it's kind of rough when he can't get enough money after selling all those concert tickets, scalping. He can't come up with $75 and a ride to the abortion clinic. It's very upsetting. Very upsetting. I guess scalping didn't pay what everybody thought it was going to pay back then.
Well, who knew? It sucks.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess we have to talk about Spicoli before we go.
I mean, of course. I mean, it's Sean Penn. He has not played a role similar to this since because he was perfection as a surfer dude. And I don't know if he doesn't reject his role here because I remember the Spike TV Awards like 10 years ago. He was like, hello, Mr. Hand. Like, he still does the lines.
Thank you for recalling the Spike TV Men's Choice Awards.
It was great.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah. That was obviously their core audience.
Yep, me?
Brian said, finally TV for men. That's what I'm talking about.
I never turned off Spike TV when it was on. Rest in
There's
peace.
nothing for men anymore.
Damn right.
Know?
Damn right.
So I find it so interesting that this movie is positioned, at least in my mind, as an 80s teen comedy because outside of the Spicoli scenes, it's not a comedy to me. It's a dramatic, kind of scary, kind of scarring movie, but then you do get stuff like Spicoli walking into Mr. Hand's class for the first time, and every second of this is so funny.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm registered in this class.
What class?
This is U.S. history. See the globe right there.
Really?
Hey, may I come in?
Oh, please. I get so lonely when I hear that third attendance bell ring and all my kids are not here.
Sorry I'm late. It's just like this new schedule's totally confusing. Yeah, I know that, dude.
Mr. Spicoli.
That's the name they gave me. Hey, you're ripping my card.
Yeah.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
No problem at all. I think you know where the front office is.
You...
It's one of the greatest performances of all time in Hollywood, especially when you see what Sean Penn did afterward as an actor. Now you got to watch some kind of, Sean Penn movie. There's so many to choose from, but my God.
Sean Penn method acted, by the way. He smoked a lot of weed on set for Fast Times.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to.
Yeah. Genius. So, let's see. Fast Times, Ridgemont High. What are you going to rate this in?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Raw boobs?
Yeah.
How about 80s boobs?
Can I do it out of 80s boobs or checkered vans for Spicoli?
That's a good call.
We'll do checkered vans. I don't want to talk about boobs too much more.
And by the way, as much as skateboarding he put those on the map. The checkered vans. This movie put wearing those. I have a pair because of this movie.
Do you have a pair of checkered vans?
I do. I don't wear them to work, but I have.
There's a reason for that.
It's because
Megan.
Well, Megan bought them for me because I hate sandals. She goes, "You're not wearing high tops to the beach." So she bought me checkered vans to wear to the beach, and they're pretty cool.
Anyways, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's not the movie I was expecting it to be. It's far darker, far more intense, and far more adult of a teen movie than I was prepared for. That being said, the characters are so rich, the story is so entertaining, and Spicoli is so funny. This is a solid 7.5 checkered vans out of 10.
I like that rating, and that's all. By the way, this will be on the podcast with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll give you the keyword in just about 6 minutes for this hour's Golden Ticket.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning, and Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.